Okay, this episode is about Hyde Memorial State Park in New Mexico. This is September in 2019. It is a dirt road, and at times it's pockmarked. They just scraped it down a few days ago. When I got here, there was a lot of big rocks and some deep holes, and it goes up the whole campground, 29 sites. Um, uh, anyway, it just continues going up and up and up. A couple spots are pretty steep, and it's right along Route 475, just up from Santa Fe, about 7 miles up the mountainside. You can see a car just went by. There's a little traffic here, not a lot, because 475 keeps going up the mountain, and it dead ends at a ski resort. But it is pretty close. It's, I don't know, 50 yards from 475. They did make some shelters, some of the sites. Even that one there. That one even has a stone fireplace. It's pretty nice. And they made these log shelters on some of the sites. So they did put in some effort to fix the campground up pretty nice. My campsite's up at the top of the hill, and across the street, this is all no electric, no water, these 29 sites on this side of 475. Across the street is 7 electric sites, and only 3 are first come, first served. The other 4 are reserved, directly across the street. And here's my campsite. Now, I was here last October, and I did a short episode, and the dump station wasn't open then, and it's not open now either. This is September, and worse than that, they have no water. None of their water faucets for fresh water are working. And personally, I've never seen that in all the years I've been camping, no water, because that's a necessity. You need it for everything, for drinking water, cleaning, dishes, your shower, everything needs water. So I had to drive down to Santa Fe, and I had to start buying gallons of water. So they said the electric is out, and the state hasn't funded having new electric pumps put in or whatever. But most campgrounds, you work on well water, which is pressurized automatically from the ground. They don't rely on electric. Here they did, and look what happens. The electric goes down, water stops flowing, and and then you can't get the funding to get it fixed. So personally, I think they should have closed this place down. No water. I mean, you survived for 3 days without water. Let me see what else I want to say here. Most of the campsites are small. If you have a 30-footer or larger, you're going to have a hard time even finding a campsite in here. I've got a 22-footer, and you can see I'm just barely out at the road here. A few feet to spare there, so I don't think you're going to get much more than a 25-footer in this site, and this was one of the biggest sites I found. Most are geared for camping in those shelters. People bring their tents and stuff like that. The campground just before you get to Hyde Memorial is called Black Canyon National Park. That was really nice. I took a drive in there, and that's just before Hyde Memorial starts. And it was all paved roads. All the campsites, most of them were pretty big, big enough to get 35-footers in, and maybe even bigger on some of them. Now that's a national park, but I really liked it, and if I come back to this area, I'm probably going to go in there first to see if I can get a campsite. Again, this is at 8,800 feet in elevation. So from Santa Fe, when you come up 475, You're going to be going up 1,800 feet on a very windy mountain road. In some places it's fairly steep and you can only do maybe 25-30 miles an hour. It is nice though, you know, it's in the Ponderosa Pines, and oh, no cell phone service up here, so no internet, at least with Verizon. Now my pop-up antenna on the RV, I did pull in 24 TV channels, free TV channels, and almost all of them were in English. But you have to drive down to the base, down to Santa Fe to get cell phone service. Okay, I think that's about it. There is a little creek back here. It's only 2 or 3 feet wide. You wouldn't be able to fish in it or anything. I forget the name of the creek, but it's right down here on my campsite. And well, Santa Fe has great shopping. You know, as far as shopping, you won't have any problems getting what you need down there in Santa Fe. So, okay, that's it for this episode of Hyde Memorial State Park. And this is Eagle Eric signing off.